Where's the Ombudsman, man?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the pinnacle of schoolboy rugby in the great nation of Zimbabwe. We're in the capital city, Harare, in Rolf Valley, for a clash of two of the traditional schoolboy rivals. The men in green taking on the men in red. We are at the home of St. John's College, home of the Rams. The pipe band is out in full effect. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Rams versus Dragons on main field. My name is Shingi Vere. In commentary, I'm joined by Mudiwa. Mudiwa, how are you today?
Very well, thanks to yourself, Shingi. So excited to be out here for this exciting encounter, hey, especially after the last one we had a few weeks ago at the Derby Day Fest. St. George's really have a point to prove. Well, they want to really, pull one back. St. John's point to prove. How do you think it's going to pan out?
I am not a betting man, and I will never call a match before it kicks off, because both teams have a lot to prove. We have the home team, St. John's College, who did very well at Derby Day. Two very good results, and coming out victors against St. George's College in that very first encounter. A lot of pressure was absorbed by St. George's, but that St. John's College team was on the front foot for most of that encounter and came away with a very good victory, while St. George's have not been having good going so far. Two losses during Derby Day, and now they're taking on St. John's College after a good victory against CBZ last week.
Yeah, you can call it that. I know a lot of these other teams, St. John's were also on the back wall, coming off 17-9 or whatever victory it was. I have heard a lot of their coaches talk about, not really looking too much into those results, as, it's days like this where all of that counts, where, you've got like-for-like opponents, respectfully to those other teams. But yeah, I'm properly excited for this one. I don't think they'll be looking too much into results from previous weeks. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see, Shingi.
Definitely, this should be a good one. This is schoolboy rugby at its best. To the left of your screen, you have a tunnel of St. George's College, and right in front of you, you have another little tunnel there from St. John's College, home of the Rams. The Ram is in attendance. That will lead out the Rams, and this should be a good one. Lots of spectators filling up the seats here in Rolf Valley, and we are expecting a very, very good game. St. John's College so far in the open team results has had the going of the day so far. Fourth team, John's College victory. Third team, John's College victory. Second team, John's College victory. So can St. George's first team be the outlier? Can they be the odd one out? Or will it be the unthinkable, a clean sweep for the senior teams?
Hate to say it, Chingy, but I really hope it goes the way the green men in green, rather. You're playing at home, first Derby Day of the season. No better way. The first 15 hours, they've really got it all to do. The foundation's been laid for them. St. George's will be wanting to stop this one. It'll really be a revenge fixture. One, for what's taken place, like you just said earlier. And now, what happened last week, 2 weeks ago as well. So it's a revenge fixture for them. But I hope it stays or is more positive for the Rams.
Definitely. So far, the results have been as follows. Fourth team, St. John's College, 15. Fourth team, St. George's College, 12. That was a 3-point victory there. And then third team, St. John's College, 12 points. Third team, St. George's College, 10 points. A 2-point victory for the men in green. And then second team just concluded. St. John's second team 19, St. George's second team 17. Another 2-point margin. So St. George's College have been coming very close but can't get over the line. Now you got to ask yourself, is it psychological? Does St. John's College have their number, or is it that they're just a better team?
Yeah, no, look, I just hope the St. George's boys won't pay attention to those results, like you're just saying, because it can quickly turn into a psychological thing. However, I'm sure at this level and with the coaching staff that they've got, that definitely won't be a thing. I just did walk past the St. John's first 15 warming up, and a massive thing the coaches kept reiterating was get your head straight. But tell you what, we're about to watch an exciting little piece, rather, if we do. The green-white presentation after that beautiful bagpipe sound we heard.
Yes, so today we are here at St. John's College, home of the Rams, and our broadcast today is proudly brought to you by Cairo Sports and CBZ Bank. This is high school rugby here in Zimbabwe as we wait for our teams to take the field. This is the second round of fixtures in Schoolboy Rugby League, in the league proper. Last week we had St. George's at home taking on Christian Brothers College all the way from Bulawayo, and unfortunately the scoreboard will tell you that it was a pretty one-sided affair. St. George's coming away with a very handsome victory on that occasion. And last week, Mudiwa, tell us about how St. John's College fared.
Honestly, I wasn't here myself. I actually went out to watch Peterhouse take on Hellenic. But yeah, like I did allude to, the scoreboard didn't sound like a great one there. We're just looking at the scoreboard and just hearing about it. So, but tell you what, I'm sure we are definitely guaranteed that this will be a hectic contest. Can you run through the first 15 for St. George's?
So as you can see in the far side, as the St. George's choir tunes their vocal cords, the first team for St. George's, the Dragons, are making their way on the far side, taking in some applause, taking in some adulation from the crowd on that far side. The first team reads as follows: number 1, Samuel Nikavaranda; number 2, Faraj Lamini; number 3, Takudzwa Musa; number 4, Ipile Jigiji; number 5, Kudzai Chenda; number 6, Anashe Chihope; number 7, Rufaro Shenje; number 8, Tinashe Mudanga; number 9, Michael Chaniwa; number 10, Mutsawashe Choto; number 11, Ethan Chaponda; number 12, Anashe Chipamaunga; number 13, Mufaro Mashoko; number 14, Mufaro Rwakatandoro; and number 15, George Ditima. That is the first 15 of the Red Dragons. As we see in the background, the green, men in green, the Rams, getting ready to also take to the field.
Exciting side, it sounds like. And as we see the Rams looking out onto the far end, right across from them, for the school's green-white presentation. Just whilst that takes place, I'll run you through the Rams' first 15. You've got Matthew Melo, Wayne Kura Munashe, Robert Hutchings, Samuel Edwards captaining the side, Kevin Chedondo, Thomas Judson will be vice-captain as well, wearing the number 6 jumper today, Josh Green in 7, Josh Gallant in 8, Tide Stirrup at 9, Rory Honey 10, Josh Koval, PK Manyakara, Stefan Kruger rather, Tadio Majga and Malachi Burrell. So an exciting backline. That's where they look to play the most. As we now watch the green-white blazer presentation.
As you could hear, taking in some of the sounds and the sights of the green presentation as the pipe band makes their exit. The green presentation wrapping up. This is high school rugby, Zimbabwean style. So, green presentation is done. Team is making its way to come all the way around to this short side, to the near side halfway line marker before they enter the field. So this is what we love, the pageantry. This is high school rugby at its best.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nothing better than this as a schoolboy, you know. We've come to a certain school for, 7 years. You look at some of these guys, for example, Samuel Edwards. He's been right through the entire St. John system, right from CBZ, right through the prep, and now playing against St. George's out on Honey on a Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. for the final time as a big boy. Honestly, they'll be leaving everything out there, won't they?
Some of us left high school a good 2 decades ago, but you will never forget some of these final games in your school strip. So pipe band will lead us out, and as they lead us out, they will tune up the school for their school song while we expect St. George's to take to the field first. As the young men in green blazers stand at attention for their seniors, first team. This is the stuff of goosebumps, this is the stuff of legend, and it's all on film courtesy of Cairo Sports and CBZ Bank, forever to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got to give a massive thank you or shout out to CBZ. I mean, to bring a stream like this to support schoolboy rugby is so massive. They could go to clubs and all of that, but schoolboy rugby is where they've, chosen to help out really, and yeah, massive credit goes to them.
This is the future of Zim rugby. This is where it starts. The ability to take the pressure and to face the pressure. So this is week 2 of schoolboy rugby, as Saints are ready to get to the field. Captain with the number 19 on his back, about to lead out his team, and they definitely look like they have a point to prove. They have a record to correct. Lost at Derby Day. Can they rediscover their winning formula against the Rams? Taking to the field now is the St. George's Dragons first team. And immediately in the background you hear the pipe band going. It only mean one thing: the Ram is taking to the field as the Rams are about to take to Honey.
Exciting times here. I just can't wait till kickoff, honestly. St. John's now just about to make their way out onto the field. Massive point to prove here. Go 2-0 up in the season against St. George's, who will look at this, like I said earlier, as a revenge fixture, but I guess times will tell, Shingi, times will tell how this one will pan out.
Definitely a very good St. John's College team about to take to the field. A lot of these young men will be in Falcon next week for trials, as it'll be fixture free next week. So we expect a lot of good rugby on display. St. George's is already on the field, and as the choir belts out the school song here on Honey, bathing in winter sun here in the capital city. This is what a lot of people came to see here.
Yeah, I can't even think of a better place to be out on a Saturday afternoon, especially when you know that you've got St. John's rather taking on St. George's. Wherever you are, you drop whatever you're doing and you make your way out here. It's just moments out before the Rams take out onto Honey to take full ownership, of which they have done quite well up to this point in time.
So far so good for the Rams this year. 2 games played during Derby Day, 1 during the regular season, 3 games on the spin.
And on tour as well. Amazing results
victories,
coming out of that as well.
Very good victories on tour as well. And there we have it. The St. John's College Rams take to the field.
And off we go, almost. Just a quick rundown of the 3 men who will be taking charge of today's encounter. Out in the middle, you've got Talent Gandiwa, assisted ably on the side by Scotty Jones and Alvin Chiwanza. So an experienced grouping of referees. I think no better men to take charge of a fixture like this. And this is what we have for Shingias on screen now. See the Rams out on the field, and just across them on the ground there, the little guys from across the road, their little juniors, the prep boys, who also had fixtures today. But tell you what, attention turns to this one as we just wait for the pipe band to make their way off the field, and we kick this one off.
So ball in hand with St. George's College. They will be playing from left to right. So St. George's College in the red kit with the white panel across the chest with the white shorts, taking on St. John's College in the white and green kit with the green shorts. They will be playing from right to left. So Talent Gandiwa with that nice Kairos and CBZ bank kit. And Talent Gandiwa, who we expect soon to be a level 3 qualified referee. And
tell you what, he's just actually come back from getting that certified out in Kenya a few weeks ago.
Excuse me, our level 3 certified referee gets us off underway. Shallow restart, contestable, but taken in by St. John's College. So
Yeah, nice
how
take
will
there.
this play out in the opening salvos? Big contact, the bus is full. First play, and St. John's already asserting some forward dominance as they take play out to the right. Ball
Yep.
tucked in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, on the front foot at the moment, really make it work. But against the run of play, an early penalty goes the way of the Dragons.
Too eager at their breakdown to secure it. Went offside way past the gate and came in from the side to clear out. So St. George's with their hands on the ball, looking to play percentage rugby, going for the corner.
Absolutely. Going for the corner. Gains about, what, 10 odd meters? That's exactly what you want, to start the game off. You're not looking for too much ground, but really get that ball into touch, get that line out moving.
So Scotty Jones, the assistant referee on that far side, gives us the mark, and looks like it's going to be a short line out from St. George's. And St. George's a little eager as the referee was not ready. So 4-man line out for the men in red.
Interesting start, to call for a four-man line out. 1 minute and 17 seconds into this encounter. I'll tell you what, it's worked.
6-man over the
hasn't
top.
really worked. And unfortunately, St. John's would have looked to have capitalized on that, but going forward, just can't keep, or rather take that one into the hands. Allow St. George's a scrum.
So 6-man line out was the call, and unfortunately a green hand lost it forward. So St. George's still have the attack available to them. So first line out did not go to hand for St. George's. Will they have better luck with their first scrummage?
Interesting to see, I guess. St. John's do look like the bigger pack.
So St. John's already got a little bit of...
Yeah, but St. George's really holding their ground with that 8th man pickup. Can't keep it to hand, goes backwards.
Ball available, man over the
Rory
top.
Honey over it, and tell you what, that is exactly what St. John's will be hoping for. A top start there by Rory Honey. Just getting mitts all over that one. You're not removing him once he settled down into that breakdown.
So a bit of an unsecure carry there from the 8th man of St. George's, and then results in a turnover opportunity, and the turnover opportunity was taken very quickly by the fly half Rory Honey from St. John's College. So St. John's take play up just to the 10 meter of St. George's. No one yet to get an ascendancy, so very good line out take. Fired way behind the gain line, but the runners are coming. The runners are coming, tucked in, and some good leg drive taking play over the 10 meter.
Still going out on the far side are St. John's, running it through that man, Stefan Kruger, who tell you what will be a massive one to watch this afternoon. Caused problems all season this far. With a quick inside ball, will he get a breakaway? Unfortunately not. St. John's really on the front foot in this encounter early on.
Mirror image to that Derby Day match where St. John's College were all over St. George's from the first whistle. So you have competing, not just the competing teams, but you've got competing sets of supporters near us here in the commentary box. You've got pipe bands, you've got guitars, you've got lots of cheering. So tap and go is the order of the day.
Yeah.
Big carry by St. John's College. Close to the line. Nice little tip off. Is he over? Is he close? He's very close. Oh, hand in there. Now decision time from the referee.
Massive trouble, and he's going to the pocket. It seems very silly off that St. George's man.
And decision time from the referee.
Looked like he was going to his pocket there. Very smart work there from Tide Stirrup. Just hold it a few more seconds, and you're going to tempt him into coming in there. What will Talent Gandiwa's decision be?
So referee buying himself a bit of time. Captain's coming across. Now, was it just a knock-on? Was it deliberate?
Definitely
Yellow
was
card
deliberate and
means it
rightfully
was
so.
deliberate.
Yep.
Now, next question, was it a penalty try or was there sufficient defense?
Sufficient defense as far as I was concerned. They still had a few men, but just shutting down that.
Penalty, quick tap again. Straight into contact, but better met this time by St. George's. So Stirrup sends it to the left. Honey fires it out to PK. PK on the ball, beating
You're not
defenders,
stopping him.
stretching.
Does he get over? No. Has he gotten over?
Is he over? Try
Looks like
time, PK.
St. John's really making something pay. They were really on the front foot the entire way. St. George's losing a man and a couple of penalties there. Discipline has to be a massive thing, otherwise it could be a long afternoon out on Honey for the Dragons. But top start from the Rams.
So this match is playing out as a mirror image to that Derby Day match where St. John's came out the blocks firing. And firing they are. 2 quick penalties in the 22 and a yellow card. George is down to 14 men, and St. John's College going direct, going hard and scoring 5 points. Try time St. John's Rams, and 2-point conversion to come.
Yeah, Rory Honey, exceptional kicker. Don't want to put the commentators' curse on him, touch wood. He's had a phenomenal season for the Rams so far, so hopefully true to that form he carries on this afternoon, hopefully.
6 minutes into this encounter, St. John's 5 points up on the board. And
beautiful strike from Honey.
Good strike.
Slotted right on over.
Very nice strike.
Never in doubt as well, eh?
Very controlled strike. So as we see the replay here, so quick tap taken into contact and everybody was ready. So faked with PK Manyakara in the hole, stretching for the line, dots it down. Thailand said he was over. Try time, St. John's College Rams.
So you see a kickoff over here.
So
And that one is taken straight to ground. That man again, PK.
PK runs straight into a set shoulder.
Being met by a solid line of defence. But over to those big burly forwards off St. George's. Putting up a good fight so far, not letting them, I guess, on this occasion. And like
Loose
I just
ball.
said, that pressure coming on, and it's telling for something. St. John's being forced backwards. Tight
Loose
stirrup.
ball. And eventually the kick comes in. Clean take at the back by
Going
Ditima.
sideways.
Goes
Ditima.
sideways. Tried to feed the teammate. The defense
no,
comes
that's-
across. Very good
Lots
tackle.
of pressure coming in from St. John's, but they're able to hold their ground. So St. George's slowly get settling into this one, eh, Shingi?
Yep, St. George's trying to play their way up, trying to play their way out. But some good line speed coming in from John's College. Inside defense allows them to get a bit more ground gained. So St. George's on the back foot, Ditima trying to find something, but that defense is immense. We saw that defense in the second team match.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was
I know.
all over St. George's, and they forced the kick over the top. Finds grass.
Finds grass, but lots
It
of
is
time.
22.
A decent chase by the St. George's Dragons, getting the ball out to that man. Is that Kruger?
Kruger with the fence.
But he's isolated. Don't know how
Ball
St.
is
George's didn't
available.
come out with that one. Stirrup sends it out to to his first part of forwards.
Another man over the ball and turnover, Dragons.
Yeah, I know. They just were really slow as far as I was concerned, the Rams, to get on top of over their man. St. George's with lots of pressure. Good kick chase. They had men there. Those chases are the ones who earned that penalty for St. George's. What do you do in this situation? You've gone 7-0 down quite early on. Sticks or corner, Shingi? Looks like corner, but what would you have done?
Well, definitely not a quick tap, but looks like they're going for the corner. I think low kick. Looks like he shanked it. Chaos. What is Jordan's going to do? And did they jot it down? Fortunately, our view was a little obscured.
A little bit compromised,
so
but
referee is
Scrum
going
down.
to bring play back, give them the option of scrum or 22. So we go back for the scrum. So St. George's opting not to go for the 3 points, trying to go for kick for the corner, and they butchered that opportunity. So scrum down, Rams ball.
Just the St. George's boys, just having a bit of a question with referee talent who quickly explains it and we crack on with it. They still got the midfield, I guess, in terms of with positioning. Otherwise, in the 22, St. John's will look to get out of here. I'm sure that will be straight onto Honey's boot.
Looks like there's some movement in the back line.
Yep. Oh, beautiful scrummaging by the
Excellent
Dragons.
scrum by the Dragons.
But that one-
8th man break, gets hit, knocked back. But Georges
Joshua
can
Gallant.
put pressure on that ball, and big
He's like,
kick.
what a kick by Rory Honey. Earns his side some massive meters right about the 10-meter
kick.
line. Top work there, top work.
Excellent kick.
As you see
from
Samuel
Honey.
Edwards there barking out instructions to his side this afternoon.
As we see there, the Dragons coach on the far side, Coach Ricky, just giving some instructions to his charges with his assistant coach, affectionately known as Big Mua, also looking on. So very good take off the top for Georges. Sent the ball into midfield.
Oof,
Little
that's-
chicken wing pass.
It's a bit silly there from Josh Gallant. You know, Josh Green rather. Never intended to wrap that one up properly. Just went straight for his shoulders of almost not neck.
Definitely no advantage coming there from that cynical piece of play. So if you're just tuning in to this broadcast, proudly brought to you by Cairo Sports and CBZ Bank. We are on Honeyfield, the home of St. John's College rugby first team. First half, we are 10 minutes in. St. John's College Rams first team 7. St. George's College Dragons first team yet to score. And currently St. George's first team are down to 14 men and
Stolen.
down a try as well, and having their try stolen. Big carry as St. John's College. That attack is now giving the ball some air. Nice little jinking step in
Majga.
there from Majga.
That's St. George's man, rolling a little too slowly, but gets away with it. Stirrup getting that one out quickly. As
Men
we
on the
see
far
Kruger.
side.
Kruger unfortunately runs that one into touch. But exciting times, yeah, Shingy. I mean, you looked at that first kick off of Honey, gets aside lots of ground, and then a bit of indiscipline earns St. George's a penalty. Unfortunately, they don't capitalize on that line out they got. Wouldn't have expected the St. John's line out to come up after the first one where they didn't even compete at all.
Yep, it's the unfortunate reality of not executing is you are driven backwards. And on that occasion, very well done by the St. George's line-out. But another pass not going to hand, and another pass under pressure. And eventually, some dancing feet.
Still going
and the
backwards, and now
ball
over the
went
line.
backwards. Eventually
Lots of
dragged
trouble.
in. And
Green was-
unfortunately, St. George's are not doing themselves any favors. Deep in the pocket, hacked into midfield, into touch. And St. George's College are not doing themselves any favors. At the
Yeah,
moment.
relentless pressure coming in from the Rams. St. George's, they just have to calm down a little bit, slow it down. And that will be through their man, Michael Chanua at Scumoff. He's just got to slow the game down a little bit, allow his backline to settle into it. As we see another line out, except on this occasion, St. John's College throwing that massive 8 ball and using that number 3 as that Wayne.
What a line-out move from St. John's.
Tafu Musa.
They're knocking again. Back on the inside.
Doesn't make
And
it.
he is close.
Few centimeters away. Sends it
Fired
out
into
to that man.
midfield. And is he over? Held
up.
up.
Honey,
The
unfortunately-
referee was on the spot. Honey saw the line. He went over. And unfortunately, or fortunately for the Dragons, the defense was there just in the nick of time. Held up. 5 goal line dropout.
Yeah, no, they've done an exceptional job there. Honey was storming through properly, but lots of heart from the St. George's side. To hold someone up over the line is very difficult. And our man Talon Gandia was there to see it. St. George's live to fight another day, eh?
Excellent work from that Georges defense, but Georges are going backwards. They are under all sorts of pressure. And has he sent that out on the full? Or what is the call from the referee
I
on
think
that
they're just going to
occasion?
retake that one, eh? Or is it
All right.
just a short? It's a
All
free
right.
kick, short arm.
Coming into the 5 meter is the call there. So short arm is the call. And decision time for the Dragons.
Wonder what they'll
Yeah.
do. Wonder what the Saints
So
or
they're
the
just
Dragons
checking
rather.
if they can clear it straight into touch. Yes, they can. They're well in their 22.
Yep.
So cleared into touch. And can Georges build? Can they get out of this area of the field? 7-0 on the scoreline, 14 minutes in. So far, a clean sweep across the senior teams for St. John's College. And can the Dragons stem this tide?
Beautiful throwing by Wayne Kurai Munashe. Oh, top
Big
massive
carry in
hit.
midfield. Very good carry. Honey gives another willing runner. managing to stay strong on his feet. That young man,
advantage.
Majga, is doing excellent work with the ball in hand, but loose carry on that occasion relieves the pressure. So St. George's College, as we keep saying, a mirror image to the Derby Day match, where they were just on the back foot for most of the matches. Johns came out the gate firing.
Yeah, absolutely. They've just got to settle down, slow it down a little bit, because at the moment they just seem a little bit, and unfortunately we've got the man who did take that hit off of Hutchings doesn't seem to be too well, and unfortunately he's gone down. So a couple of medics attending to him, but Chingy, St. George's really living on the back foot at the moment, eh?
Definitely, St. George's are struggling to string any sort of play together. They're struggling to get any momentum going forward. They are struggling to stem the tide that is Rams at the moment. The Rams have been playing very well and are looking very good for the 7-0 up on the board. And this is their second visit to the 22, and they were over the line. But I think Honey may have wanted to score a more spectacular score where he could have just aimed for the line and he would have been in, but he was ended up being held up in goal. So young man is back up on his feet.
Yeah, but he'll have to come off, at this age group. You don't even have an HIA. As soon as there is a hit, that recognise and remove protocol comes into play, and it's good to see him well looked after. So hopefully he recovers soon enough for whenever St. George's next encounter is.
Definitely. So this is week 2 of high school rugby. Next week is fixture free. I believe all teams will be down in Falcon for the provincial trials, or national trials, excuse me. So trials will be next weekend in Falcon. But back to matters on the field. We have Dragons taking on Rams. Rams all over Dragons at the moment. And Rams with a very big, mobile, powerful pack. We've got Melo.
So I guess we have seen both scrums dominate. It's quite interesting to see what happens as now they've lost their man in the 8 shirt, Tinashe Mudanga. How will this one pan out?
So with Mudanga off the field, let's hope he is okay and he'll be able to play a further part in not maybe just this match, but maybe the rest of the season. But as talent, Gandiwa is just making sure that there are 8 in that scrum before George's commit to the substitution. So let us wait and see who George's will bring on, whether they'll bring on a temporary replacement. Oh, that looks like a forward there. So it looks like that replacement will be permanent.
That's quite sad, 17 minutes
Mudanga will not play any further part in this match. So man from the sin bin is also back on the field. So George's is now back up to the full complement of 15. Ball in hand for their scrum half. So can the Dragons get out of their 22 and try to start applying some pressure and perhaps trouble the scoreboard of the Rams?
Yeah, Geneva will look to get that one out of there quickly, but talent gives that scrum to St. George's. St. John's did look to be in a little over-eager there, hey? Not holding their weight and just getting to it before the ball was even in there.
Big scrum, Rams, but unfortunately they were not square and they have been pinned on that occasion. So relief and a relieving kick for the Dragons, and very good touch find that takes play just to the 10-meter of the green machine that is the Rams rugby. So can St. George's now string some play together and apply some pressure of their own?
Yeah, absolutely, just exactly what the doctor ordered, hey? Just a bit of a break and play and then a massive kick downfield, get themselves a bit of ground to sort of restart things as we see a well-worked line out.
So ball comes into midfield, a bit of tentative, hesitant running there. Ball comes out very quickly. A bit of a loose pass. Big tackle, big collision. And as you can see from field positioning, the Dragons are being driven back. The Rams have been defeated on that occasion by a nice little offload.
Tell you what, Rory Honey, that man again, that's a second steal. I beg your pardon, I am wrong. Not Rory Honey, but Thomas Judson, he's vice-captaining this side. Just saw the white scum cap and thought it was that of Honey, but Judson having a say in this one as well.
So as soon as the Dragons get some go forward ball, a man is over it, and they cough up possession. This Rams team is all over them at this stage.
Yeah, absolutely. They will want to really put one on over the line again before that halftime break, which will come in about 15 odd minutes. So.
Well, that is
a long time
too
to
far
go.
away to start thinking about halftime. Dragons have to fix their problems infield right now. So short man line out from the Rams, whose line out has been functioning very nicely up to this point. So line out has been set.
Yep.
Looks like a 6-man line out.
And walking into this one will be the Rams. Wayne has done exceptionally for St. John's, and he'll look to carry that
Send
form
it to
on.
the back.
Tell you what, he's just
Very
done
nice.
that. Off
Very
to
nice
Hagi,
line out.
into the centres. Oof.
That ball did not go to hand. Towed through. Can the Dragons get a hold of this ball? Yes, they can. But guess what? Another Rams player is over the ball. This Rams defense is a force of nature. They are not giving up any meters without a fight.
Absolutely suffocating this Dragon side, who have shown some class in dribs and drabs throughout the game, but they've just got to have it a bit more consistently.
Rams are unable to string any sort of play together, and although they have the ball on halfway line, the last scrum came under a lot of pressure from the Rams. Much better scrum on this occasion. 8-man pickup. Sold the dummy.
That pressure.
And that pressure is telling.
Forces a knock on, and St. John's will be smiling at this all day now. Shingi, I feel they've got to capitalise with all of this, possession and the amount of pressure they're putting St. George's after. They've got to have more points on the board at this stage in the game, as far as I'm concerned.
Execution is the name of the game. And if Rams were a little bit more clinical, they would be over the hill by now. But Dragons are still in it. 7 points in it. And scrum is not set to the referee's liking. So looks like the Rams set before the referee was ready. So we need to reset that scrum. So St. John's Rams, so far so good for them. Their fourth team won, their third team won, their second team won. And as it stands, if it ends right now, it'll be a clean sweep for the Rams across all senior teams. But the Dragons have a lot of time to fix some of the issues, including the scrum, which has been coming under increasing pressure.
And St. John's get that penalty.
Another penalty and another call against the Dragons.
Stirrup.
Quick tap and go. Big man rumbles into the 22 and loses the ball on the deck. Did he lose it on the deck? Yes, he did.
They get a penalty as well, so maybe handling it on the ground. Unfortunately, St. John's.
And the Rams are going to be marched 10 meters. A little bit of indiscipline there from Kurai Munashe. And referee also wants to have a word. I think at schoolboy level, any form of indiscipline will not help. Some of these young men will take duty at either Academy Week or Craven Week or at the Bartes tournament, and we need our rugby players to show exemplary discipline, especially in front of the referees.
Absolutely. You look at that man, Kurai Munashe away, and he is part of that Academy Week set up last year, so full of experience, and I hope he improves in that little aspect that you've just pointed out, discipline. Awards St. George's an extra 10 meters, and they just get it out on to, just short of halfway. But again, it's another attacking opportunity for them. They've got to do the basics right. They've got that man, Anashi Chihope, who will be throwing it in for them. He'll be looking to throw it in well, get some clean ball out to that back line.
So another 4-man line out from the men in red. And Mohope fires it out. Very good take. And the runners, big ball carrier, hit hard into the ground. But a lot of play by the Dragons is way behind the gain line, trying to get into the tram lines. And bundled very close to the touch line and eventually bundled into touch. So the Dragons' offense is very lackluster at the moment. They are not showing any signs that they can penetrate this Johns defense. As some of you saw earlier with that second team, this Johns defense is a thing of beauty. They are all over their opponents.
All over their opponents, and that amazing St. John's scrum wins it again.
Another very good line-out win. So a little bit of a you, me in midfield.
Getting that out
Firing it out.
to
And
Josh Koval.
lots of meters gained.
Same
But
area.
as soon as he gained a lot of meters, he was isolated. And the Dragons have done well to force a turnover once again.
Yep, another turnover after a brilliant run by Koval, but St. George's with another get out of jail free card and a better kick on this occasion puts them right onto halfway. So again, we sound like a broken record, eh? Or if you feel like you're watching a replay of what happened a few seconds ago, no, you're not. Same place, same result as St. George's line out.
4-man line out again. And
Straight to the front on this occasion.
2-ball. And play way behind the gain line again for the Dragons. The defense comes flying up. And St. George's working very hard to secure the ball. And can't even get on the gain line. Some good leg drive, but it looks like he's been held up. And it's looking...
Yeah, they've got to finally bring it down to ground, but it's got to be available early, and St. John's will celebrate again as it's another turnover on this occasion. Midfield scrum, that exciting backline comprising of Koval, and all of them will look to have another run again. I wonder how they'll work this midfield scrum.
So a lot of people watching at home will be asking themselves, how did the Dragons get themselves into this position? They just cannot string any play together because this Rams defense is money. This Rams defense is all over them. They are coming up, they are shutting the space, they are completing their tackles, and they are driving the Dragons back. And Dragons cannot get any go forward at this juncture. And when that Rams attack is coming, it's coming and it's quick. And there goes Stirrup, gets to the man on the touchline, and he was flirting with that touchline, and the touchline won. 16th defender comes good for the Dragons.
Yeah, Malachi Burrell being bundled into touch on that occasion. A bit of an 8-9. I would have gone, you've got exciting backs. You look at what Stefan Kruger's done. You look at what Josh Koval, Rory Honey. You look at our man again, PK Manyakara. They've done incredibly well. Why not use them? Or maybe they don't want to seem a little too predictable. Trying out a different set-piece move.
So as much as John's College have been all over the Dragons have been doing very well on defense. One very good held-up play. Some very good scramble defense have caused some turnovers and knock-ons in their red zone. So as much as the Rams have been on top, this Dragons defense has also done some very good work to stem the flow. So looks like some scrummaging upwards on that far side by the Dragons as the referee eventually wants to sort it out and get the front rows so that the Lucy and the tight head on that far side can get some understanding on what he wants to do so we can get a free-flowing game.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be who Melo and Musa, who Mr. Gandiwa is having a quick chat with.
Definitely. So, as we always remember, these are schoolboys, but this is first team, and we need these first team players to play at a level that will excel or have us excel at national team level. So, first teams, Rams and Dragons packing down for another scrum. Will the words of the referee ring true? Looks like it's a much better set.
Yep, that man Chaniwa with a ball in hand, and St. George's definitely have retained that one. Straight
Box
onto his
kick.
boot,
Box kick.
and he doesn't
Contested.
retain it, unfortunately.
And Dragons have the ball in
Oh,
possession.
they have.
Pick and go around the fringes. So Dragons taking play up to the 10-meter. Ball is slow. Man
Bit
is
of gamesmanship. And unfortunately, it's lost. Was he trying to use Robert Hutchings as a decoy, therefore, losing that one forward, or did he genuinely knock it on? Shingi, what do you think?
So Hutchins will be very lucky. Looked like he was having a nice little snooze on the wrong side. And unfortunately, the Dragons knock it on. And Rams, who have been having the rub of the green so far in this encounter, get their hands back on the ball. And it's that man, Stirrup, vice captain, who is going to feed it in. So far, some good pick and drives from Gallant, the big eighth man of Rams, as
Bring it out slowly through the
Stirrup
back,
fires it up into midfield.
as we see
PK DK and Kruger linking up in midfield. Stirrup fires it out. Ball hits cross. A little bit of chaos, but very good work done by Colville. Colville does very well to regain possession, but that ball is available. Counter ruck.
Support coming in a little too slow from the St. John side and St. George's, causing real problems for them.
Knock on.
And it's us for something again. I pointed it out a little bit earlier on, but they've just got to, get that support play or those support players right on the ball carrier's shoulder, really.
So Dragons needed something to go their way, put some pressure on that breakdown, force the knock on, and finally they have some possession in the opposition half. So halfway between the 10 meter and the 22 is the Dragons. They are on the right hand side 10 meter. They have a right hand side 15 meter line. So they have their 14 available in the blind side. Or will they go open side? They fired into the open side. Looks like a backline move is coming. 10 is behind the play, but that defense has come up. The speedster on that far side coming in. Chaponda manages to keep the ball alive for his team, but that low pass and that rush defense, St. John's College that St. John's College defense was a little too eager.
Yeah, being called.
Does he want to tap and go? So
I would go for that. I'd go for that corner, honestly. just try that line out. Get your forwards really. I mean, your backline players are gone for sticks.
And finally, they call for the kicking tee. Some sensible rugby eventually.
Yeah, but look, it's almost the end of the half. If you're gonna go into this half, maybe with the game level at 7-all, you'll feel a lot better about yourself. Whereas now they could go 3. I guess at this point on the board, it is what they need.
Percentage rugby is the play. So 31 minutes up on our clock here in commentary. Referee calls time off. Our time will keep running, which means that it was time off to get water carriers off the field. So on our clock, 31 minutes. So the percentage players kick at goal. If it's good, 3 minutes and you have a free play before halftime. Or if you miss it, you still have them pinned in their 22. So placed on the kicking tee is that man, George Nitima, the fullback for the Dragons. Left-footed kicker. So it'll be a left to right kick. So it's more of a pulling action. So let's see just how accurate he is. Unfortunately, during Derby Day, his kicks were not as accurate as they could have been.
So I hope he's not having a little bit of PTSD there as he gets on over.
Decent strike.
Flags go up.
The flags.
3-7.
3 points up on the board. Dragons finally on the scoreboard. And with a little bit of time on the clock, they will have possession. So as we were saying, a good percentage play where you get the 3 points up on the board, you relieve some of that scoreboard pressure, and you also get the restart.
Yep, got the restart, but wow, unfortunately not so clean.
Commentator's curse comes into play. The ball is still alive.
That's certainly on you. You owe him a Coke or something after the game, because
definitely look for that young man.
All alone, and he puts it down.
Took a shot from a sniper just as he was about to take in that fairly regular restart. So from scoring 3 points or conceding 3 points a few seconds ago, the Rams have a scrum just on the 22 meter. There shouldn't be much time left in this first half. Can they get away with another score? So 8th man blindside break, gain some good meters. Defense finally brings him down in the 22. Ball is available. Some big ball carriers now coming. And man is over the ball. And unfortunately, he did not have rights. So another good carry there coming in from Green. Joshua Green. Dragons trying to disrupt that breakdown. Eventually it comes out. Honey fires it out. Another big pass. Who is that man? Big handoff. Is he over? Yes, he is. Try time, Rams.
That man again, Wayne Kurai Manashi, with exceptional finishing skills. St. John's, just setting up a couple of pods there, and then you've got your another pod rather out on the far side. You can't really stop forwards on the far end because you're really facing what? Their wings and maybe a centre. A forward is always going to win that battle.
Very pre-planned, very much pre-planned. And I'm looking across to the coach's box. That big man named Max, Coach Max, is applauding. Very much pre-planned. Get some forwards, get some big ball carriers out into the tram lines. It'll be some very easy mismatches. And it was a mismatch that resulted in a 5-pointer. Rams rugby to the good.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly what they've wanted. To get points on the board, they've really deserved it. Really, really have. They've played the better rugby, unfortunately, for St. George's. Here have lots of work to do out in the second half. Interesting to see how this one pans out with Honey with another attempt at the sticks.
So wind has died down here on the main field, and this is the most challenging of his kicks so far. And it's tracking. It's tracking.
Can't get it in, Honey.
It's tracking, but he pushes it just to the right of the uprights. So 35 minutes up on our clock as we see a replay of how it transpired. So fired out to one of the substitutes, and that mismatch too high on a big man, and he just fends him off, and it's try time. Rams rugby.
So now into the red stages of this first half. St. John's having played all the better rugby. St. George's with 3 points. They'll look to get something on before halftime, because if they do, honestly, they would be so chuffed to go in with a try or something at the halftime break. And tell you what, they've shown us little bits of what they can do, so do expect to see it lots as they
ball squirms out.
Put lots of pressure onto St. John's.
Some nice dancing feet, nice little offload there.
To Edwards, who's fighting his way and finally gets to ground, but met there by a few.
Excellent work there by the Rams. They're doing some very well. Another big carry by the try scorer. He is having a very good game so far. Nice little pop-up. Hutchings over the 10-meter. A little isolated, is he? No, he's not. Unfortunately, he is. The cavalry came a little too late. The ball is alive.
Ball is alive.
And everyone is expecting a whistle, but you have advantage, Dragons. Can you make a play?
A bit of naughty work there, as you saw that come out quickly.
And
but
unfortunately,
still playing advantage is Talent Kandiwa.
No advantage.
He
was not.
And it's been stolen by the Rams.
Rams have been all over the Dragons, marching them backwards. Nice fleet foot there, coming in from Big Chedondo. So stirrup to Honey. A bit of passive defense coming in there from the Dragons. Stirrup sends it over the top. And nicely taken
Brilliant chase
down.
there. Brilliant chase by Stefan
And the
Kruger.
try scorer is all over the ball. Is it a turnover? No, it's not.
Put into
Ball
the
has
sky
been hacked
again.
over.
Now out.
PK, the other try scorer, with the goose step. PK into backfield, linking up with the big eighth man.
And unfortunately can't take down to hand. Josh Gallant
cannot take it in. And with that, we will be going into halftime. So, Mudiwa, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, look, St. John's have played all the better rugby. St. George's will find themselves fortunate to be only, 11 or 9 points, whatever it is, down. St. John's, if I'm in that huddle, guys, we should be minimum 15 points to the good. But hey, second half still to play. Both teams, as far as I'm concerned, still in this one. Shingi 12-3 at the break.
So, halftime in this encounter on Honeyfield. We have the Rams going in at halftime, 12 points, 3 to the good versus the Dragons. This is the first half, brought to you by Cairo Sports and CBZ Bank.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Honey out at St. John's College for Derby Day. St. John's taking on St. George's College. We just wrapped up our first half. Score is 12-3 to the hosts. The Rams have played much of what we have agreed in comms, the better rugby, but you know what, St. George's, after a nice half-time chat, they'll be looking to get back and, you know, cause a bit of an upset, bring it around and celebrate and paint St. John's red tonight. Will that be the case? Amadi Amanya, joined in commentary by Shingi Vera. Shingi, how have you found it so far?
So far, so good for the home team. Rams have been all over the Dragons, and unfortunately, Dragons have not had a solution to the punishment that is being met out. So today's broadcast brought to you proudly by Cairo Sports and CBZ Bank, as Johns get us underway with a deep restart. So Dragons playing from well within their 22. Fire the ball out into midfield, trying to run it out, but still within their 22. Man over the ball. Is he supporting his weight?
Yeah, no, I think he would have gotten down. That St. George's support did come in ably to his case, and we see Majga taking possession of that one. He still gets it back, wraps around, and on his way now with a storming run, but met well and truly in defence by the Dragons. Stirrup looks to pick that one up at the base of that ruck.
So
sends it across to that far end.
Second half starting off the same way the first half ended. St. John's College on the front foot, down the tram lines on the left, fired back into midfield. Another big carry over the advantage line. Rams quickly into their work, into midfield. Lovely delayed pass. Excellent rugby. Freed out to the back. Hits grass. Try score out.
Kurai Munashe off to Kevin Chedondo. But unfortunately, Chedondo loses it forward. But wow, just as we saw in the first half, Shingi, St. John's all over this Dragon side, who haven't really had much to say about this.
Every time the Rams get
effort.
their hands on the ball, they're going forward. They're gaining gain line. They are gaining territory. They are dominating collisions. And the Dragons, hands on hips, they are looking very confused as to what is happening at the moment. They have no answer for this Rams team at this moment. And the unthinkable is about to happen. Rams are about to go 3 victories on the spin.
Comes out cleanly on the back of that one. Picked up by their number 8, Tinashe Mutanga. Gets aside just outside, well, inside of their 22, a few meters more out. Another massive run.
And there's always a Johns man who's ready to go for the counter ruck, to go for that jackal and slow ball. And Dragon still not looking to kick. And another man looks like he wanted to effect a turnover, and now the Rams will have to field a kick as the Dragons send it long and high. Hits grass and it's finally brought back
Koval.
in.
The ball in hand. Koval! Josh Koval! He's made a break with 1 man remaining.
Couldn't release
Looked
the
after.
pass. Eventually releases the pass, and Rams straight onto the front foot.
Sam Edwards, the captain, but unfortunately
carry.
he did have a man there now. He's well looked after, removed from that one, and a penalty. So discipline again for St. George's. Jigiji, unfortunately, is the man who concedes that penalty. But wow, Josh Koval, that is some real hot wheel stuff, eh, Shingi?
Excellent work from the winger, and I think it is now a rule in rugby that if you see a winger with a scrum cap on, you are in trouble.
Absolutely, you know it, eh?
So, as we take a moment to assess an injury in the Dragons, I think Dragons definitely need a moment to regroup, but they just came from the regroup. They just came from halftime. This Rams onslaught is immense. It is coming, and it is not stopping anytime soon. Dragons definitely need something to stop this tide.
Absolutely, and it's such a shame to see another St. George's boy have to leave the field through injury. So they've really been, you know, they've had the elements against them all afternoon, losing a man early on to what could be a concussion. Still yet to be confirmed, but yeah, they've lost another man.
So another injury enforced change coming in for the Dragons, and unfortunately the Dragons will have to do another personnel shuffle to try and find some way of not only just stemming the tide from this Rams team, but to get some sort of pressure on the board, some sort of pressure to stem the tide, because as it stands, it has all been one-way traffic. So Honey, ball in hand with the penalty in the 22. Decision time.
Look,
Corner.
I would totally agree with that. Their lineouts have been amazing. Kurai Munashe has thrown absolute diamonds all afternoon. I would bet on him to, do the same. Hopefully for them, that rolling more, because I'm pretty sure that's what will happen from here.
Well,
not
you
too
do
far
have
off the line.
forward coaching guru in Kostadina, and
I
I think
jinxed
that
him.
one is on you.
I totally jinxed him. Apologies
I
there,
owe
Wayne.
someone a Coke from the first half. You now owe someone from the second half.
She's not in straight, so I can't even say, the wind, because it's beautiful conditions for rugby here. But anyways, St. George's get a scrum on the 15, about 10 odd meters outside of off of their line.
The pressure is not over yet. The territory has been with the Rams throughout the match, and the scoreboard tells the tale that you cannot make mistakes in your own half. So 2 tries so far to the hooker Kurai Munashe and the center PK Manyakarara. Scramble,
St. George has been put under lots of pressure. Have they brought it back? Yes, they have. They have brought it back, and it will be a 7 meters off the line, a scrum to St. John's. What would you do? Because I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm using those 2 centers, Manyakara and Kruger. Bash it up. That's what I would do.
So as you can see, they're standing in the traditional formation. But the last time when PK Manyakarara ended up going in, Kruger came in on the short line, and Manyakarara went round the back. So will it just be a simple 8-man pick and go from Gallant, or will Stirrup send it in midfield into midfield?
Tell you what, he misses my man.
Kruger!
Stefan Kruger!
Is he over? No, he's not. It's available. Stirrup gives it to Honey. One more pass, is it? Yes, it is.
Tadiwa Majga. Get in, son. St. John's celebrate another try.
And it smiles all round. Smiles all round for the Rams. 17 points up on the board. And the Dragons' inquiry begins as to what happened on that play. But I'll tell you what happened. The Rams are too fast, too strong, too quick, and scoring tries at will now.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal work by the St. John's side. You just got a sniff of that there where, they're on defence, 7 meters off of their line, relentless defence, force a turnover, they get a scrum, they use those 2 men again, I beg your pardon, they use those 2 men, Kruger and Manyakara, they bash it up, you get Honey, sends it straight to Majga, who, you're not stopping him from anywhere.
Very, very good work on attack from the Rams. Set up a very quick ruck. Excellent speed at that ruck to get that ball available. Through the 9, through the 10, straight to the wing. Textbook. Every coach should be happy with that. So, Honey with another good kick.
Unfortunately for Honey.
Very good kick. But unfortunately just pulls it to the left. So he's 2 from 4 now with his kicks. So as we see a replay there, quick hands, lovely quick hands, and try time for Majga. So some lovely work from the Rams and the Dragons. The body language tells it all. They are taking their time to get back to the line because they definitely don't want any of what the Rams are serving.
Yeah, lots to do, and unfortunately that's not any way to get about doing their business. Over kickoff, can't get a 10. St. John's get a midfield scrum. I would be shivering after that backline bit of a run of play that we just watched.
Well,
you just free them up.
When nothing is going your way, everything doesn't go your way. So on this occasion, Dragons can't even get the ball past the 10 meter.
Yep.
Rams with their hands back on that ball. They are ready. They are set for the scrum. St. George is trying to slow it down.
And we see Ethan Tapson has made his way onto the field, playing out as a lock.
8-man pick and go. Stirrup, nice little chip over the top. Clean take from Ditima. Ditima does some good work to take play up to the 10 meter. But a man is over the ball, but can't get it out. And that rush defense causes another unforced error. And Rams fired out into midfield. Another big carry And the Dragons just struggling to slow this ball down, struggling to get any sort of pressure on defense. And the ball is going to the tram lines. Very lucky flat pass there. Ball is loose. And finally, Dragons have the ball.
They'll look to definitely get rid of this one as Stirrer
And
gets everything he can, maybe a little too much, and earns St. George's a scrum. But you know, Shingi, like you're saying, the St. George's side look a bit deflated. We look at that last piece of play, that defence didn't come up as a flat line. The last three guys on the far end didn't come up with the rest of the line. So it's just things like that, you know, that keep you under pressure. Basics. St.
George's are not dealing with the pressure at the moment. Dragons are not dealing with what the Rams are serving at the moment. But some nice work there on sending that ball deep into the 22, deep into the 10, past the 10 of the Rams. So Dragons, their lineout has been doing well so far. Can they finally get their hands on the ball and get some sustained pressure? Overthrown, picked up by Honey, and the Dragons' woes continue. They can't get the ball. Can they at least stop the Rams? On that occasion, another meter gained. Ball fired out into midfield. PK gives it to Kruger. Kruger loses the ball in possession, and it is a turnover. So Dragons come to the short side and intercepted, but no advantage coming.
Yeah, it has to go back. That man Majka doing all he can to intercept it, but yeah, advantage to St. George's in a beautiful place, just inside their own, well, just outside their 22 rather, with a scrum. I haven't seen too much of what, you know, their backline has had to offer. Unfortunately, that's just how much pressure they've been put under. But is this an opportunity to, you know, use them?
Definitely an opportunity for the backline to strike. But that defense, that rush defense, that unit, that midfield unit of Honey, PK, and Kruger, and now the scrum as well. Now the forwards.
Folding.
Unfortunately, illegally so.
Yeah, Matthew Melo, as we did see him come up straight up.
Illegally so. So Rams trying to dominate the set piece as well, but doing so illegally. So Dragons send it out.
Yeah, golden chance here. 5 meter scrum. Line out, I beg your pardon. This is St. George's gate or key really to, you know, make themselves felt in this encounter.
14 points down. 46 minutes up on the clock, second half. Dragons, can they do something?
They lose it.
Spill it. They've spilt it. And Dragons are their own worst enemies at this stage.
Yeah, Spilton. Daniel Jameson was the man to look after that. How's it come out at that end? Looks to have been held.
So no
Penalty.
advantage coming. Advantage coming.
Penalty going the way of St. George's with another chance. Absolutely argue with this. Look to bash it, maybe just use your forwards because set piece hasn't worked too well for them
time
today.
Could have been an option, but they go for the tap and go. So 2 meters out from the line, pick and go. Is he over the line? No, he's not. He's short. So it's there. Ball is available. Pick again. Pick and go. Try time, Dragons.
St. George's get one of their own and, you know, have something to say about this encounter, Shingi. 10 points to the good for them now. Not too far off what?
So 17-10 is the scoreline now. Conversion to come. Bit of a tricky kick, but Litima is a decent kicker. And he slotted over that 3 points towards the end of that first half. So this is his second kick attempt off the tee for the second half. And an opportunity to close it to within 7 points. But definitely what the Dragons needed in the second half. Rams scored, Dragons have replied, and the scoreboard now will give them an opportunity to close the gap.
Yeah, no, he will feel the weight of the world on his shoulders before this kick because honestly, that 2 points will be crucial in this encounter. You know, 8-17 and 10-17 look totally different, miles apart when you're looking at a scoreboard, but this is all St. George's need, you know, to make this one exciting again. And make a real hash of it towards the end. Give us some proper Saturday afternoon entertainment.
Yep, the pressure is on, and you saw him earlier there just shushing his own schoolmates because he needs every opportunity to slot this in. So left footed kick from Ditima. Going from left to right, wind has died down quite nicely here as the sun is setting. Low strike, but effective. 2 points up on the board. 17-10.
That's all you need, Chingy. That's all you need if you're a St. George's fan out this afternoon. You know, just get some points on the board, pressure them as we see this replay. St. George's did pile up a few forwards and a few pods off of that penalty they got. Chose to instead pick and run.
And pick and go again. Too big, too strong, too close to the line. And back on live pictures, we are already back underway as Georges are trying to speed this up. It's good work by that big man there. So Georges, nice take in midfield. But that resolute defense is being good all game. But on that occasion, a little too eager. So number 6, that's Judson, the other vice captain in midfield, was offside.
This is exactly what St. George's would have wanted to try, and then, you know, a flurry of a quick couple of penalties to go their way as they look to launch that one into touch and gain many meters. Springing the step off the St. George's 15, eh?
So just what the doctor ordered is a good try and a good exit from the restart, and have taken play in between the 22 and the 10 meter. So full man line out from the Dragons. They send it to the tail, taken down. Have they set up the more better this time? Yes, they have. And the Rams looking to spoil it and spoil it illegally on that occasion.
Wasn't sacked efficiently. Let them start moving and then try to bring it down. You will get pinned for that all day, every day. So a bit of indiscipline creeping into this St. John side, one would say.
Body language has changed now. Dragons on the front foot. Look at them springing the step, getting to the mark quicker. Pats on the back, geeing each other up.
And we can hear the crowd as well, you know, rooting for St. George's a little bit more now than earlier on.
So
when things were looking a little bit grim, but a line out, will they use that 8th?
5 meters out. 2 ball, brought down,
yeah, they
sacked
very well.
Very well defended on that occasion. So fired into midfield. Is that a skip pass? Nice little step, but coming back infield. Crowd is getting very excited here on Honeyfield. Comes back to the left. Defense still coming flying out. Is that man rolling out fast enough? No, he's not.
Trapped.
Pick and go. Dragons with the bit between their teeth. Another pick and go, but pick and go into his own man, but referee says play on. Crowd is getting more animated here. Another pick and go. Hit high around the fringes there. And the referee's arm is out. Another pick and go. Is he close? Ball is available. Another pick and go. Will it do the trick? No, it will not. Ball is available. Yet another pick and go. Referee scrambling for a better view. Ball is still available.
Yeah, you can't go high there.
Another pick and go.
He's gone high there.
Will the Dragons make it? Hit high, hit hard, but still available for the Dragons. Referee says time off. Referee says time off. Referee says time off. Everyone take a step back. Everyone take a breath. I'm looking across at the crowd. Anxious faces in red. Anxious faces in green.
Yeah,
referee's decision now.
Yeah, you look at Majka and I beg your pardon, and Edwards pleading with the referee, trying to find out why they've been pinned. But yeah,
they
being put under lots of pressure
for a number of instances there.
St. George's
Offside,
finally putting
high tackles, sacking the rucks, sacking that maul illegally. So referee slowing it down, giving himself time, and giving the Rams time to get that team warning in. I think next infringement, somebody's going to the book.
Yeah, so it's going to be efficient defending going forward here for St. John's as they're in their red zone really, and St. George's will be looking to pile on that pressure, force that error, which could lead to a yellow card or something now.
Just how quickly can a game turn when Dragons were looking like sitting ducks at 17-3. It's now 17-10. Bit between the teeth, penalty 5 meters out, and all to play for.
Just moving that mark as we see Ethan Tapson.
Well, they had options on the marks. Options on which mark to take. So tap and go. Big carry. Big carry there by Musa. Close to the line. Will it be more pick and goes? You bet it will be. Over the line is he. Good leg drive, but good defense. Another pick and go. Arm is out. Strike time! Dragons! And just like that, the men in red are back in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Brought it back into life. I mean, you can hear that from the background. 15-17 with a kick right under the sticks. St. George's have really pulled one out the hat on this occasion, Shingi. I wouldn't have seen this coming. I don't think you did either at halftime or a few minutes into it.
17-3 down. Beginning of the second half, it looked like it was going to be one-way traffic. But just like that, 12 unanswered points. And Ditima asking his teammates and schoolmates once again to give him an opportunity to concentrate with his kick. But Ditima has taken the mark all the way back to the 22.
Yeah, you can hear Brendan Ryder screaming at him, what are you doing?
Ryder
Get closer.
has said 15 meters is good enough. But does he know that he has 90 seconds?
I guess that's the big question. He's got to slot this one over, bring St. George's straight back into it. It'll be a...
So a hush falls down on the crowd here on Hani as the sun is setting here in Harare. If it is to be all square, 54 minutes up on the clock, it is all to play for. Ditima slots it in. No problems. We're all square. 14 points unanswered. Dragons are right back in it.
How do we find ourselves here, Shingi? My word. St. George's, whatever they've had in
how did we get here? This is how we got there. Tight phases, fringe defense. Can they hold out? Arm was out again. And that low body position. And the crowd would tell you behind there that it was available. But
as
just like
Majka
that.
retains that kickoff for St. John's. You see a bowling run from Matthew Melo.
Man is over. No.
Called off of it. Called off of it.
So it is now frantic. It is now frenetic. It is now
all to play for, really, Shingi. All to play for.
17 points apiece. Ball is on the halfway line. Hastings hit hard, but manages to gain an extra meter. Counter ruck is coming in. Counter ruck.
And again,
counter ruck is good.
Called this all game. They just don't have enough supporters on that man going to ground. Decent Johns, and again, they've been turned over.
So Dragons with the momentum. Dragons with the ball on the halfway line. Take it to the air. Is that a 50-22? Is he going for a 50-22? Yes, he is. Dragons rugby is on the rise.
Yeah, something's really burst into action here because, wow, this is not the side we saw a little bit earlier on.
And substitutions are called in as the Rams trying to change something around. What a turnaround from the Dragons, Mudiwa.
Yeah, what a turnaround. My word, I honestly did not see any of this coming, and, they put on a proper show to come back from where they were. That is some serious character. And that same character is
doom and gloom for the Dragons. But this is some character. This is character from the Dragons. 17-3 down, 14 unanswered points in this second half. And they are red hot on attack. 4 ball, picked.
Lost.
Oh, knocked. And after all is said and done, Dragons will still have the ball.
Yeah, lost forward. Bit of pressure coming on from the St. George's side.
Very good.
Off their own line out, and
very
they've
good
earned themselves.
Very good contest. He got his hand onto the ball, but just couldn't knock it backwards. Lost it forwards. But Dragons won't mind. They are still red hot on attack.
Yeah, absolutely, they really are. And with the way they've been operating in the last few minutes, this is very dangerous times for the Rams. St. George's Dragons. How will you play this one out? Not too far off their line, Shingi.
So as the sun is setting here, anyone's guess as to how the Dragons are going to play this. Scrum is not stable just yet. Finally in. Rams trying to put some pressure. 8th man is already broken. Arm is out. Little backline move. Oh, lovely interplay, but no advantage coming as he lost it in forward. So will they try to speed it up, or will they go for the 3 points? 17 points to the good, 14 unanswered points. Decision time, Dragons.
I'll take, you know what, again, they did so well with those pick and goes. Or are they going to go for the corner? It looks like they will go for the corner.
Hearts
Daring
in the mouth stuff.
Daring stuff from this St. George's side to come
But
back
again,
from that. Wow.
that is an excellent percentage play. Line out in the corner. Rams can score from here unless it's something special. So, Dragons, 2 ball, takes it down.
Sacked immediately.
But the ball is available. So, those forwards, will they pick and go? You bet they will. But pick and go straight into traffic, and he loses it. Excellent defensive play.
St. John's will be looking to get out of there as soon as they
Honey,
can.
under pressure.
As Honey
but
slots
gets
that one
it
over.
out.
Juggled a bit by that man for St. George's, Ethan Chaponda. Spreading it out to the wing.
Nitima hit
Lucky
hard.
defense, but tell you what, Koval with an effective defensive effort slows things down for St. John's. And they turn it over.
PK Manyakara, one of the try scorers from the first half, comes away with it. And Rams now trying to work their way upfield.
Tell you what a beautiful
Look at
kick.
that
What a
kick
fine
chase.
touch.
Look at that chase. And he
Bundled
does
into
excellent
touch by
work.
Thomas Judson. What an effort on defense for St. John's. Exactly what they needed after being put under so much pressure. This amount of pressure they've been put on, I beg your pardon, that was Josh Koval.
So
But
after
called back.
turning defense into
Called
attack,
back.
John's College looked like they had effected an excellent defensive play. But Talent Gandiwa, the referee, says illegally so, and penalty Dragons. So Dragons will have to work again from all that way back in their own 22. So they set play up just outside the 10 meter.
And not too much longer to go in this one, Shingi?
60 minutes up on our clock here. And a good 10 minutes of running time still on the clock. Picked at the front. But Dragons still with an opportunity to put pressure, but no. Rams with the ball. Honey, can they finally get something ticking? Kruger steps off the right foot, gains some good meters, but looks isolated. Is he isolated? Turnover, Dragons.
Against the run of play, St. George's have completely turned this occasion over, and at the moment they look like the better team, eh?
There is nervousness and tension. If you can see it on the faces in the far corner of your screen, there is a lot of tension right now on Honeyfield. They are sensing and they are feeling it, that the tide has shifted. As you can see, Dragons are ready at the mark. That lineout has been firing and knocked back to Dragon side, and nice little show and go. Another show and go, eventually hit and ball stripped and loses it on the deck.
Ethan Tapson, he's come on and made such an impact, managing to earn the side a knock on, what was judged to be a knock on, ripped out of his hands. St. John's live to fight another day, but boy are they on the back foot at the moment, Shingi.
So 62 minutes into this match, proudly brought to you by Cairo Sports and CBZ Bank. This is do or die stuff. This is the stuff where legends are made. This is where heroes and villains come from. How are you going to live out the rest of your days in this life knowing you were on Honey and you were 17 points all, and big scrum from the Dragons.
Green.
Big tackle on Green, but ball is available. Honey deep in the pocket. Fires
Spreads
it out.
See that man,
Is that
Steph
Kruger?
Kruger.
Looking for the fend. Goes to ground.
But well looked
Support
after
is
for
there.
St. John's on this occasion.
Counter ruck is coming. The counter ruck is coming.
Tight stirrup has to get that one out and make use of it.
The
a lot
counter
quicker
ruck
than he has.
is good. Dragons ball.
St. George's have stolen it.
And there's
But they've got
is
a man over.
the ball. And just
Sharp
like
effort.
that,
PK Manyakara, my word. He's been all over the show for St. John's, doing amazing work for them and has stolen it.
so it's a case of no, you have the ball, no, you have the ball. And net result, Rams ball as they take play to the halfway line in this ding-dong encounter.
Jeez. What entertainment that we've been provided with this afternoon.
Would you call it at this stage, Mudiwa.
Not a chance. I'm not doing that at all. That's a bit silly, as we see talent slowing that one down a little bit.
So
having a chat with
the
Wayne.
channel looked like it was closed right shut. So short line out from the Rams. So taking the full time, ball finally comes out, and Honey takes the step, will go straight
Back into traffic
contact,
though.
and
And he
loses it.
Oh.
Oh, and then flying off their feet to try and regain possession. So quick tap, and unfortunately referee was not happy with that play as the medics come flying onto the field, and referee is not happy. Quick tap did not even travel 5 meters before he got hit hard. And as the bands get some tunes going in the background, this is tense stuff here in commentary. We are on the edge of our seats. We look across to the grandstand. Everybody's on the edge of their seats. 17 points apiece, 65 minutes up on the clock. This is what everybody came for.
And unfortunately, as you see that, captain skipper Samuel Edwards has to leave with a yellow card. So St. John's having all to do on this for the rest of this encounter. Exactly what they wouldn't have wanted, to lose your talisman. As you try to see out this game, Sam Edwards, yellow card.
So,
as you see him there to the left-hand side of our picture.
So, like we said earlier in this encounter, St. John's College during Derby Day were all over the Dragons. The Rams were all over the Dragons and squeaked past with a very narrow victory. But on this occasion, the Dragons have absorbed all sorts of pressure, all types of pressure. Held up players over the line, scrambling defense, forcing knock-ons in the red zone. And finally, they are on level pegging, and with yet another opportunity to take play close to the line of the Rams. And a very conservative kick takes play to the 22-meter.
I beg your pardon, I just had to be corrected on that occasion. It wasn't Sam Edwards, who's actually still on the field. But either way, St. George's line out going forward. Will they retain it? Nope, they haven't.
Ball picked.
That
Rams.
man again, Joshua Green.
Man over the ball, turnover Dragons. So as soon as Dragon lose the ball, they get it back. So fired into midfield, a little bit of a fumble, but defense is quickly there, trying to disrupt that ball, trying to strip it. Eventually, the ball is available. So Dragons, that attack that hasn't really been firing, and does some nice, neat work there, gains some good ground. Still coming to this left-hand side. Big bounce, the bus is full. Full back to beat.
Rufaro Shenji, what a run.
Fullback comes across. So Dragons into the 22. Another big hit coming in from the Rams. But Dragons still in possession. And that defense now looks like it's a bit more composed. And they are now driving them back slowly. Ball is available, but Dragons happy to slow it down. Pick and go around the fringes. Gain some good meterage. But eventually
he has to
brought
roll,
down to ground.
and he hasn't, has he? Nope, he hasn't.
And he has not
right
rolled.
On the stick. Under the
Decision time in the 22.
I don't even think you can call it decision time, eh? It's straight as you see that man running on with the
67 minutes.
You're going
up
for
on
those
the clock.
sticks.
And the kicking tee is on the field before anyone can even catch their breath. The teamer takes off the scrum cap. It is time to make yourself a hero, young man. 17 points apiece. 67 minutes up on the clock. Second half, Dragons versus Rams on Honey. This is an opportunity to make yourself a legend in Dragons rugby.
Crucial times, and I don't even know how he's feeling at this moment, because you get this one over, you most probably win this for your side after being down all that much earlier on. But as we see,
so the team are going through his routine, has done very well. 3 kicks so far, 2 conversions, 1 penalty, all successful. 4th kick of the day. Crowd falls into a hush. The teamer Decent strike.
Tell you what, how do you miss that?
Pushes it
Oh
left.
my days. We've got a
Still
chance on our
square.
hands.
Is the ball still alive?
Geez,
Referee slowing it down. Referee trying to slow it down. Was it grounded in goal? Did it go over the dead ball line? So 22 dropout. Referees clarifying 22 dropout. So Dragons
it's not over
still
yet.
with an opportunity to get their hands on the ball.
It's
So
not over yet.
Nitima misses his first kick of the day.
As we see Stirrup take a few steps off of that line. As he drops
So
heavy, wanting to go
22
long.
dropout.
St. George's in position.
Almost.
Beauty skipper.
So captain hit hard. Penalty. Decision time again. 69 minutes up on our clock.
Yeah, Thomas Judson being a judge to have, gotten a hold of his collar, which he did. And St. George's, what do you go here?
Dragons
I would do the
still
same.
with their fate in their hands.
Line out
Dragons still with their own fate in their hands.
line out opportunity here for the Dragons.
Quickly to the mark is Chihope with ball in hand. 4-man line out.
Dying moments of this game now, so it's really first try wins it
Oh, lovely take at the
Secured.
back.
by St. George's, and they're going forward with that more. St. John's will look to not bring this one down as
As they
a
did the last
penalty,
time.
but it
So
is
the
wheeling.
ball is still rumbling. It's wheeling. It's going.
Still
It's
going.
still going. Same more. Arm
And
is
he
out.
has-
Finally, it's gone to ground. And it is all in Dragons' hands now. Pick and go around the fridge. Ball is available. Pick and go again. Driven sideways. Driven backwards. Hit hard, but around the neck. So ball is available. Decision time once again. Decision time once again. Referee has slowed it down.
Talankan, you are having a chat with the St. John's Rams. A bit of indiscipline has crept in and has caused them all sorts of problems in this half. And tell you what, St. George's have taken full advantage of that, especially with where they found themselves in at halftime and early on. But he just gets off with a little word, is that man.
70 minutes up on the clock. Decision time for the Dragons. Do you want to be a hero? Now is the time. Do you want to go to the corner?
Tell you what, that
Do
kicking
you want to
tee,
go for the scrum? They want to go for the corner.
that kicking tee had made its way onto the field, but he was quickly hurried off as they rather opt for that line out.
Well, somebody wants to immortalize themselves. Somebody wants to write themselves into folklore. Chihope with the throw. Looks like it's going to be a full man line out. Chihope sends it to the back. It was knocked backwards. It's available. Is he over the line? No, he's not. Ball is still available. Held up.
St. John's,
Goal
wow.
line dropout.
Don't know how that's happened, but they'll be looking to get this one onto the opposite end of the field
Goal line dropout.
and earn themselves some points somehow. But it's dying moments here for the home team. The Rams, St. George's, have put on an absolute second half spectacle and put themselves back into this one. Attacking now, unfortunately being held up.
Chipped it.
Trying a
He's
little
looking
smart
for-
one.
Little cross
Has he
field.
handed the ball
He's
straight
handed
to
it
St.
straight
George's?
to his opposite man.
Wow. Mufaro Rukotandoro almost making his way over the line, but still going
Blindside break
forward.
by the captain, but held up short. Ball is available. Pick and go. Flirting with the touchline. Ball is still available for the Dragons.
Held
defense.
strong on defense by the Rams, but St. George is still plugging away at them.
Rams defense has been strong all game. Ball has been given some air in midfield. He's coming back in field.
And he's lost
tries
it.
to find it.
As it's gone back
Gone
apparently.
backwards. Over the
It's
top.
over the top.
Is it a clear run for the line? Try time! Dragons rugby! Try time! Dragons rugby! There is shock, horror, and disbelief here on Honey. Shock, horror, disbelief here on Honey. Try time, Dragons. It was a play that that Honey, that man Rory Honey might replay in his mind for years to come.
It was tight stirrup.
It was stirrup.
Yeah, I would have gone it long, eh? Trying to be a little too smart.
He went for the amazing play. He went for the goal line dropout, trying to feed it to his winger, and he gave it to the opposition. And there was still a lot of work to do for the Dragons. Dragons brought it back into open play. Nika Varanda, the front rower, almost fumbled it in midfield, but managed to regain possession. And Shenje wrote himself into folklore of Dragons rugby as being the try scorer, the Ram Slayer. The Ram Slayer. As people jump onto the field, we look at the final moments. There he goes, Shenje, with nothing but the line in front of him, writes himself into Dragons rugby folklore. Try time Dragons rugby. That is the ball game. Itima with the misconversion. That is immaterial at this stage, as Dragons have done the job on Honeyfield. Final score here: Rams 17, Dragons 22. So that is a considerable swing of 17 points. 17 unanswered points from the Dragons. And I am at a loss for words, because this has been a character display by the Dragons. This has been a display of immense character by the Dragons. 17 unanswered points in the second half, and it has been a very good victory for those men. But these Rams players had done themselves a very, very good job and had put themselves in the right position to win this encounter. So, final score is in favor of the Dragons, and we will have a short presentation shortly where we will be presenting man of the match to the number 10 from Dragons Rugby, that is Mutawashe Choto. So shortly we'll be asking him to come across as he receives his award from Kairos and CBZ Bank, who have brought you today's action. So we see there are two dignitaries and our two VIPs from Kairos and CBZ going towards that sea of red to look for Choto to hand over his Man of the Match award. But a deep breath, ladies and gentlemen. This was high school rugby at its best. From start to finish, the pageantry at the beginning with the green blazer display, all the way through to the Ram, the bagpipes, and Dragons taking to the field, taking on Rams, and doing the business, doing the job. And it will be all smiles as the men in red head back across to down Borrowdale Road at the conclusion of this Harare Derby. So Choto has finally been summoned across, and as the players go across to make the tunnel. But definitely this was excellent work done by the Dragons as they go off to form a tunnel at halfway line. So Dragons have finally come to Honey and done the business. As we see there, CBZ and Cairo Sports still trying to track Choto down to hand over the Man of the Match award. And we once again wish to pay homage to Cairo Sports and CBZ, who have proudly powered this broadcast today. So this is week 2 of schoolboy rugby, and this is the conclusion of week 2 for the Dragons and Rams. Next week will be trials, national trials down in Falcon in Esigodini, and then high school rugby will resume in 2 weeks' time, and with a very, very buoyant Dragons team who will now be very, very difficult to beat. They showed a lot of resolve to absorb 17 points, and they were able to send 17 unanswered points second half. 17 unanswered points, which they definitely did very well to do. So here at Honey, we have concluded proceedings, and we look forward to the conclusion of the presentation, and then as we see there, the teams are assembling for a group photo. No love lost across the two teams, as a lot of these players would know each other. Some have even played together at club rugby, and some have even played together at under 14 national team and academy week. So before we conclude here, we'll take a quick look at the fixtures that we have remaining for the remainder of the year in terms of schoolboy rugby. For the Dragons, who are currently on the field, next week, as we said, will be fixture free. There will definitely not be any schoolboy fixtures, as a lot of these players will be taking a well-deserved rest, as the current record for both teams reads 1 victory, 1 loss. So both teams managed to secure victories. So that's one win, 1 loss. That's for the Rams. But as for Dragons, in the regular season, they are now 2 for 2. 2 very good victories against CBC and now against the Rams. So as the Dragons go across to soak in the adulation, fixture free this coming weekend, and next week will be national trials in Esigodini, and then the following week. So next week we will see St. George's at home against Lomagundi College in what we expect to see will be another very good game, and it gets no easier for the Rams, as next encounter will be against the Prince Edward Tigers. So John's Rams will be taking on Tigers on Honeyfield. That'll be on the 3rd of June, while the Dragons will be taking on Lomagundi College on Weaver. So from here in commentary, my name is Shingi Vere. I will leave you with some of the sights and sounds of Honeyfield after the Dragons did the job. So final score here in the first team encounter. It was, excuse me, I can't even catch my breath at the moment to say the final score, 22 points to the Dragons, 17 points to the home team. Tell